We have returned. Hope you had a good weekend. It's right back at it. My weekend just flew by. It is the 17th day of April 2023. It's a Monday. I am Dan Kuntz, and this is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It is chilly outside. It is 34 degrees in the Wenatchee Valley. Just can't seem to get into that sunny, warm mode that we all think we deserve by now. We earn our springs around here. We have to sit through the doldrums of winter to get some nice spring weather, and it just hasn't happened yet. And guess what? All this week, cooler than normal temperatures, intermittent rain. It is what it is. We are still in this long, cool stretch that we just can't seem to get out of. It's going on close to a month now of below normal temperatures. Forecast details are coming up, but we're going to see temperatures all this week below normal again, both for the afternoon highs and the overnight lows. It's only 34, and our normal overnight low is 41. We got some cool air that's stuck here, and it can't seem to get out of here. We will have that. We will touch on news. We do have some breaking news this morning. Very sketchy details, but we understand a homicide in East Wenatchee, in the upper part of the Grant Road area. Again, details are very sketchy, but we do understand that there was a homicide in the wee small hours in East Wenatchee last night, or in the early morning hours, I should say. We'll have as much details on this as we can get. Again, very sketchy details. That's about all I can give you really right now. But we will have some news. We will have sports. Wenatchee Wild find themselves in a 2-0 hole, but they're back here at the Town Toyota Center tomorrow. Austin Drade is waiting patiently in the bullpen. He'll be joining me live on this program in the back half of the show, and we'll have all the other sports that happened over the weekend. Good weekend for the Mariners, and everything else you need to start your day. And let's start your day with our cameras around the valley, and we'll begin with the same shot that we used on Friday, because we can see a beautiful glowing sunrise from our Wenatchee Heights camera. Over the weekend, how do we do temperature? Saturday, 57 for the afternoon high. Sunday, 57 for the afternoon high. Normal, 62. So every day this month, except one day, that was way back on Sunday, April 9th, every day this month has seen our afternoon high below normal. And we've already had 16 days in the books, and as I already mentioned, it doesn't look like we're going to get up to that 62-degree mark at all for the foreseeable future. Camera number 2. To the very tip top of McNeil Canyon we go. You can see the shadows at the very bottom of your screen. There is Lake Chelan off into the distance. Again, the snow continues to slowly recede. The one nice thing about this cool, unseasonably cool April is that we haven't had any flooding concerns. If we have a sudden warm-up, we all of a sudden to the mid-70s in many locations, that could cause some swollen creeks and rivers and streams. That hasn't been the case this year, so at least there's that good news. Good morning to Lake Chelan. Camera 3. Hello, Hay Canyon. The Hay Canyon camera, we're looking, of course, at Cashmere. Almost all of Cashmere is in view there. Great view there as we look back towards the Wenatchee Valley with a few high clouds still floating around. By the way, the clouds will be thickening as the day progresses. And camera 4. Billy Goat checks in. Just a little bit of snow at the very tip top of the ridge of Billy Goat that you see below you. But outside of that, the snow is gone. Good morning to Pateras and Bridgeport and Brewster and our friends up in Okanagan County from the stunning, I don't know how many square miles we can see there, but it's really, really an incredible view from our Billy Goat camera, perhaps my favorite. The Climate Prediction Center rarely does an update over the weekend, but they actually did this yesterday on Sunday. This is your 6 to 10 day temperature outlook for next week. And it's, as you can see, leaning below normal. So they're pretty confident that we're going to have temperatures below normal all this week, and I mean all this week, even into the weekend. Maybe by Sunday we might see a temperature in the lower 60s, and that pattern looks like it's going to continue for all of next week. And as far as precipitation, it is going to be likely above normal. So if this long-term forecast holds out with their computer models and what have you, we are in for a continuing series of cooler than normal temperatures and wetter than normal conditions. Now, it hasn't been a particularly wet spring. It has been a cool spring, but not necessarily a wet spring. Now they say we may even get a little more in the form of precipitation, as this chilly upper-level trough is just going to reside right over the Pacific Northwest for the foreseeable future. Sorry, folks, from the National Weather Service. Does this look familiar? Maybe some light rain late in the afternoon. Certainly the clouds will be increasing. Wind picking up a little bit. We'll top off at 55 degrees. Again, our normal high is 62. We get deeper into spring. Our normal highs and lows take up a little bit warmer and a little bit warmer. How would you like this? The snow level is going to be at 800 feet tonight and freezing for the overnight low. 32 degrees for the overnight low tonight, with the possibility of some light snow in the far western foothills of the Wenatchee Valley. Talking about that in the middle of April, and a chilly overnight low. Tuesday, cooler still, only 53 under partly sunny skies. Again, the cold air is just going to sit here, and a little breezy at times on Tuesday. Another chilly Tuesday night, 34 for the overnight low. Wednesday, we're looking at maybe a light raindrop or two. We have a continuing chance of light rain all through the forecast period, with the exception probably of Friday. Friday looks high and dry, but we can't rule out a little bit of light rain all through the forecast period. So for Wednesday, partly sunny, high 54, again below normal. Thursday, a slight chance of some light snow early in the morning with a high of only 56. Friday doesn't look bad. Slight chance of some late afternoon rain. Outside of that, quite a bit of sunshine, high of 58. That's still below normal. Maybe into the lower 60s on Saturday and Sunday, with an increasing chance of rain on Sunday. Again, sunny and mild temperatures pushing 70, which is quite normal for this time of the year, is not in the offing. 7 minutes after the hour, going to take a break, and then we'll have your news on this Monday. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
I chose a career at Kuntz South because I wanted to help people, and I knew there would be opportunities for growth. I started as a medical assistant, but quickly advanced in my career. I received 5 promotions in only 7 years, 3 of those in management roles. Most organizations don't offer that type of growth. Now, as a career pathway coordinator, I let everyone know. Come join Kuntz South. Come grow with us.
In the market for an RV? Do not buy any RV before you shop Clickin' RV. Because Clickin' RV has just acquired over 300 2022 fifth wheels, travel trailers, toy haulers, and motorhomes. And everyone is just $199 over invoice. And take advantage of 0 down, no payments for 90 days, and low interest financing. Plus guaranteed lowest price and lifetime warranty. So don't miss the Clickin' RV Do Not Buy sale. Going on now at all 5 locations, including right here in Moses Lake.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here. I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
I have no idea what I'm doing. That's why we need you. We need people to run cameras so I can get back down on the broadcast and talk about what's going on. We pay $75 per event. If it's sports, if it's a parade, if it's Apple Blossom, if it's a Super Oval, $75. If that sounds like some extra good money for you, we'd love you to be part of our team. All you have to do is email me, sports@ncwlife.com. sports@ncwlife.com. In the meantime, I gotta go figure out this camera.
34 degrees with quite a bit of sunshine, just a couple of high clouds. Clouds will be thickening up coming in from the west. We're not going to be up to normal. In fact, below normal temperatures, both for our highs and our lows. That continuing pattern will continue right through the rest of the week with intermittent hit and miss showers, too. A distinct possibility. It's 9 minutes after the hour. An East Wenatchee man arrested last year on a child sexual assault case is now charged in federal court for allegedly recording and sharing images of sexual contact with 2 minors. 31-year-old Michael Aviz Espinosa was arrested and charged last year in both Chelan and Douglas counties after police said he made video recordings of himself having sex with 2 separate victims who were 12 and 16 years old at that time. Well, back on Thursday, Douglas County prosecutors dismissed their case against Espinosa. That makes way for a federal indictment handed down last month, which charges him with 2 counts each of production of child pornography, distribution of child pornography, and online enticement. Espinosa is in Spokane in jail. A federal trial is scheduled for late June. A former land use planner with Chelan County is suing her former employer. She says that she endured retaliation on the job after filing a complaint against a male supervisor. Kirsten Larson was a planner with the Office of Community Development for more than 2 years. In her lawsuit, filed in Douglas County, she alleges that after that supervisor was investigated and then left the department, she was restructured out of her job in retaliation of her complaint. The lawsuit claims a second female planner was treated the same way. Community Development manages zoning, building permits, and land use planning throughout Chelan County. The agency has yet to file a response to that lawsuit. Public art to recognize Wenatchee's indigenous people has gotten the green light. Could be in place as early as October of 2025 in Memorial Park. The Wenatchee City Council agreed on Thursday to strike contracts with 3 Northwest artists to create the Native Peoples Project in the park's plaza. That includes Kevin Patelli, whose work is already on display in Wenatchee's Art on the Avenues collection. Parks and Recreation and Cultural Services Director Dave Erickson outlined the project at Thursday's council meeting.
We've also been working with the tribe as well to make sure that we're on track and everything, and they're very excited about the project. The ultimate goal of this is to complete the entire project by Indigenous Peoples Day, October 13th of 2025.
Okay.
It takes a while to do the artwork. The plaza itself is in final engineering right now, with hopes that we can get the plaza piece constructed later this summer into the fall. Tell you a little bit about the artists. The first one is Judd Turner out of Eugene, Oregon. And so we selected him out of 350 artists on the Washington Artists Register. He's very excited about the project, has done similar kind of sculptures in the past, is really excited about involving the community and the tribe in kind of the creation of the art piece. The other 2 are Kevin Patel, who you heard of earlier, and there's some samples of his work there. He would be doing the sculpture on the north side and is also really excited about the project. I've talked to him about it. And then the third artist is Swede Albert. He's a very brand new artist out of Omak, and he's a Wenatchee tribal member. So we would have him doing the interpretive sign bases that are going to be geared off of the legends of the past. So he's excited for the opportunity and looking forward to the project as well.
2 federal grants totaling over $7 million have been earmarked to help protect salmon habitat and also the loss of irrigated water. Senator Maria Cantwell announcing that the Bureau of Reclamation will fund a $4.125 million grant to help replace a 1,500-foot section of the Columbia River Basin Project's West Canal. That's where water has been leaking out of that canal. The canal's irrigation serves the Quincy-Columbia Basin Irrigation District, and it supplies water to Grant County farms. The other $3 million will go to the Rosa Dam. That's on the Yakima River, and that will help build a screen to direct fish away from the dangerous parts of that dam. And Eastern Washington landscapes may soon be represented on the campus of the Capitol in Olympia. A bill by 7th District Representative Joel Kretz to plant Eastern Washington native trees in a dedicated area of the Capitol campus passed the Senate unanimously. It did that on Thursday, and it was the same deal in the House, passed unanimously in the House last month. That means that the ponderosa pine, the quaking aspen, and western larch could soon stand tall for lawmakers from around the state to see. Democratic Senator Sam Hunt of Olympia championed Kretz's bill in the Senate.
This would create an Eastern Washington cultural landscape feature on the Capitol campus. The Department of Enterprise Services has a campus plan, and part of that is an Eastern Washington landscape feature down by Capitol Lake, but this would expand that, and it specifies some of the trees and flora and fauna that should be in that, and it will bring an Eastern Washington representative to the Capitol campus. I think it's a great idea, and I commend this bill to you.
And my guess is the governor will sign it, and that's what's making news. On this Monday, it's going to be a very busy news day. I can already tell, and so we invite you to tune in at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. You can also watch our evening news on our YouTube page and our Facebook page and on our homepage with a preview. Here's Jefferson Robbins.
Good morning, Dan. I'm back this evening while Grant Olson continues his well-deserved long weekend. Believe me, no one misses him more than I do. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, Chelan County's prosecutor has issued his final ruling on the second of 2 fatal shootings by Wenatchee police last year. In both cases, prosecutor Robert Sealby says the police officers did nothing wrong in their response to potentially violent subjects. We'll have that full story for you this evening, along with Eric Granstrom, rounding up all the weekend's sports highlights. That's tonight, 5, 6, and 10 p.m. right here on the NCW Live channel. Hope to see you then, Dan.
Look forward to seeing you, Jefferson. And don't forget, if you got a news tip, let us know what's going on out there. We'd love to hear from you. You can email us directly, news@ncwlife.com. You can go to our Facebook page. You can go to our homepage. You can pick up the telephone and give us a call. Kraken hockey, Wild hockey, Mariner baseball, and a whole bunch of prep sports is 2 minutes away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Hey there, folks. Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to Blueberry Hills to experience some real treats. Take a look at our homemade cream pies, our amazing cheesecakes, and don't forget our famous banana pudding. Remember, we're more than just great treats. People come from all over the world to experience what has been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
What's the best way to attract a wide variety of beautiful birds to your backyard? By offering the birds the right foods in expertly designed bird feeders from Wild Birds Unlimited. Whether you've been feeding the birds for a while or are just getting started, let our backyard bird feeding specialists show you how to add a little joy to your life and make nature a part of every day. Shop now for exclusive bird foods, feeders, hardware, and more. Wild Birds Unlimited. Products designed by experts. Trusted local advice.
This is Tyson McGuffin, national pickleball champ, 2-time back-to-back U.S. Open champ, and hometown Chelan guy, inviting you to your very own Lake Chelan pickleball tournament at Harmony Meadows. It's going to be an amazing time, and let's get our pickle on.
Registration is underway for the Lake Chelan Pickleball Tournament April 28th through 30th at Harmony Meadows Tennis Resort. All ages and skill levels are welcome. This is a shootout format to see who will take the gold, silver, and bronze. Find the registration link at moredemanson.com. Let's get our pickle on April 28th through 30th in Manson.
By working together as a community, we can all play a part in promoting children's well-being and strengthening families. April is National Child Abuse Prevention Month. Chelan Douglas CASA is dedicated to supporting families and reducing the risk of child abuse and neglect. Join us in our community-wide Pinwheel project and help keep kids safe. If you suspect a child is being abused or neglected, please call 1-866-363-4276.
18 minutes after the hour in sports, it's now 39 straight games at home games for Penticton without losing. That streak continued. They took both games from the Wild over the weekend. The Interior Conference semifinal playoff series began Friday at the South Okanagan Event Center. It was scoreless until the second period. That's when scoring phenom Parker Murray put a charge into the Wild chances. The V's would answer back. They would take game one 3-1. Austin Andrade with the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
Backside, Samoza slides it back to Littler. DePasco looking over his right shoulder. Gasparini cycles it across as the crowd drops down a few boos on the official. Chance from Murray, the Wild put it away. They score on the 5-on-3. Murray with the initial shot. Did Samoza get it the last touch? It is Parker Murray, his 13th goal of the postseason. It sneaks through, and the Wild sneak into the 1-0 lead. For the V's, they come over the blue line on time. Nifty pass to the legs. Josh Nadeau, nothing there. Jousted onto the stick of Marshall. Wild trying to get this one out of the zone. Played back to Josh Nadeau, sent toward the net. Stick in the shooting lane from Hayduk, but it got blocked right back to him. Sent it back door, and the V's scored to tie it. It's 1-1. Forehand flutter down to the near corner. First one there is Poolman. Jams it back out for Josh Nadeau. And they drive it ahead. Bradley Nadeau trying to catch the Wild on the penalty kill, and they do. Left wing, Bradley Nadeau, forehand chance from the circle. He scores. It's 2-1 Penticton. Samoza looking for a pass to make. Sends it back door. Murray with a rip and a save made by DePasquo. Against Jackson Nieuwendyk, the first playoff matchup ever between the Wild and the V's. And we've had ourselves a classic here tonight. Rolled ahead, Spencer Smith sends it toward the empty net from the right half wall. He scores. It is 3-1. lifts it out to center. Hayduk gives chase, down a 2, down a 1, and Penticton takes game 1. And South Okanagan then center, 44 shots. And the V's score the 3-1 victory.
Andy Vlaha was a busy guy in front of the net on Friday night. He stopped 41 of 43 shots. Penticton up 1-0 in the best-of-7 series. Saturday would be one of those nights when Penticton reminded BCHL fans why they were the best team in the league all year and how they could have a 39-game home winning streak. They beat Wenatchee 7-0. The V's scored 3 goals over a 5-minute span in the first, and that set the tone for the night.
It had not have been a bad penalty for David Hayduk to take. You don't want to be in a position where you have to take a penalty. Sometimes you have to, though, and you take it gladly. Up top, Jurasevich over to the left point. Back out high for Jurasevich. One-timer, left wing, Bradley Nadeau, and that one momentarily felling Travis Bonnet. Left point, Nadeau through the left wing circle, going back door, fanning on it, no! They got it back out to Siniev, and he scores on the one-timer, and the Bees strike first at 1-0. Here, Hashmark, pinned into the wall, was Berger, sent across, and the first one there is Niedermeyer. Back out to the left point for Bradley Nadeau. Flip toward the net, goes back door instead. Tinling in front, looking to tuck it in, and they scored. Tinling right on the doorstep, found a man, and the Bees have made it 2-0. Striped blue and white down the sleeves, all the way past the elbows as well. Left point, Niedermeyer, back out high. Niedermeyer wrists it toward the net, batted down, glove save, no control. Second one, pitched in, and they score. The Bees for the second chance marker. It's 3-0. Down to 9 seconds to play, and the Penticton fans come to their feet for a 2-0 V's series lead.
So obviously the Wild have some work to do as the best-of-7 series shifts right here to the Town Toyota Center. Game 3 is tomorrow night. Of course, it was on home ice where the Wild handed Penticton one of their 4 losses during the regular season. Tickets for the 6 o'clock game at WenatcheeWildHockey.com. The Seattle Kraken head for Denver for their first ever NHL Stanley Cup playoff series. It begins tomorrow night. They'll meet the Colorado Avalanche, Game 1 of the first round best-of-7 series. The Kraken and Avalanche met 3 times during the regular season. Seattle won 2 of those 3. Each game was close, though. The Kraken won their first meeting back on October 21st, 3-2 on the road. Colorado returned the favor in Seattle back on January 21st, 2-1 in a shootout. The Kraken won their last meeting in Denver just a few weeks ago, March 5th, 3-2. In overtime, they'll drop the puck at the Ball Arena at 7 o'clock on ESPN and Root Sports Northwest. Mariners completed a 3-game sweep of Colorado Sunday at T-Mobile Park, 1-0. It was a game all about pitching. Louis Castillo was perfect through 6 innings. He struck out 9. He's 2-0 on the season. Gerald Kelenic was the offensive and defensive star of yesterday's game.
For Jared Kelenic, and Bud Black's going to bring in a left-hander, face J.K. That is a ring the bell right there. Waving him on. Here comes Ty France. The throw to the plate. Bobbled by the catcher. Ty scores. Everybody else holds. Mariners lead 1-0. Jared Kelenic. Hey now.
Really good piece of hitting. 3-1. Gets a fastball down in the middle of the plate, and he likes that.
Top of the order, Jerickson Profar. And Bloper's got a warrant for Profar, breaking up the perfecto here on a 2-2 pitch. And the fans acknowledge Luis's work. Well deserved. The pinch hitter, Elias Diaz, coming up. 2 out, tying run at second. Oh, that's a problem. Kelenic makes the play! Oh, did he save this ball game or what?
Wow.
He's had a wonderful game, defensively, offensively, all around. Right on the money. Another guy you want to keep in the yard, Charlie Blackman. 3-2, Seawald to Blackman, 2 out, 1-0 Mariners. Got him! And the Mariners are at 500 at 8-8 and 5-5 at home.
This is just a great series win, a sweep of the Colorado Rockies when the Mariners needed it most, and they called upon their pitching today. Luis Castillo answered that call.
Needless to say, manager Scott Service very happy with the pitching of Mr. Castillo and the overall play of Mr. Kelenic.
Pitching and good defense. There's no substitute for it. We saw it today. What an awesome outing by Luis Castillo. Just total control of the ball game today. Luis has been fantastic. Off to a great start this year. I thought today is the best stuff he's had. The velocity with the fastball, the breaking ball was there. Awesome changeup. And I thought Cal did a really nice job behind the plate to keep him moving along. So, he does have that kind of stuff. Every time he takes the mound, you think, okay, we get through the second, third, fourth inning, don't have a hit yet. You start thinking, hey, maybe he can throw one. And I think he can. He's just that good of stuff and that good a competitor. Another Jared game. Those are good. There's been happening more often here recently, and awesome game by Kalnick again. Get the big hit. Probably even more importantly was the play he made in the 8th inning. You look up and off the bat, I'm thinking that's a double. He was in the right spot. Our defensive alignments had him over towards the line. He got a great jump and certainly finished the play with an awesome diving catch. And we needed every out today. So nice sweep. We needed it. I thought we played really good baseball here. We are watching the evolution of Jared Kelenic. And, by the way, he's 23 years old. I'm just so excited for him where he's at right now. He's doing all the little things. You talk about the defense, the base running, the timely hitting, the power. I mean, he checks all the boxes, and it's fun to watch. It's exciting to watch. You want to keep him right where he's at.
Mariners welcome the Brewers to town tonight, 6:40 on Root Sports Northwest. Busy weekend of prep sports. To the Les Schwab scoreboard we go, and there's a lot. In Big Nine baseball on Friday, Eastmont split a doubleheader with Davis. They lost the opener 4-3, came back for the nightcap to win 10-7. Wenatchee split his twin bill with Eisenhower. They dropped the first game 5-1, but they won the second 2-1. On Saturday, Ellensburg swept Ephrata in CWAC play 1-0 and 10-2. Chelan took 2 from Quincy, 6-0 and 5-3. Kashmir pummeled Cascade 30-0 and 17-0. Omak down Lake Roosevelt 14-2 and 11-0. Okanagan and Tonasket split. The Bulldogs won the opener 9-8. The Tigers took the nightcap 13-5. Brewster swept Libertyville 10-0 and 11-1. Manson had no trouble with Orville, winning 12-2 and 29-9. And Waterville Mansfield sweeping Pateros 16-1 and 12-10. Eastmont and Wenatchee swept their Big Nine fast pitch softball doubleheaders on Friday. The Wildcats beat Davis 14-1 and 17-0. The Panthers downing Eisenhower 9-8 and 18-2. Othello swept Ephrata Saturday in girls fast pitch softball 7-6 and 16-6. Quincy trounced Chelan. Kashmir equally potent in its sweep of Cascade. These are the scores that you find quite often in girls fast pitch softball. Lake Roosevelt worked hard for a sweep of Omak. Brewster beat Libertyville. It was Orville over Manson in 2 huge scores, and Okanagan swept Tonasket again in 2 big scores. Edgar Leon scored twice, and Aaron Leon scored the game winner. Eastmont comes from behind and beats the Panthers in boys soccer Friday 3-2. Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wisen had the call right here on the NCW Live channel.
Vega. Julian Reyes, the short touch, whistle on the play, foul called. Right-footed attempt coming your way, folks. There's the shot. Go, 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 go! And just like that, Edgar Leon puts Eastmont ahead of Wenatchee 1-0 with a masterful strike, Matt Wisen.
That was a wonderful shot. Yeah, nothing Tanner could do on that one.
Looking for Reyes. Reyes threading the needle a little bit. Vega, the touch, good move. Go, 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 go! And just like that, we're tied at 1. Reyes. Oh, a bit of a charge from behind, yes, sir. Yellow card, without a doubt, yes. Looks like it's Chani Vega. Chani Vega. Chani, go! Go! Go, Wenatchee! 22 minutes. The quick touch upfield. Good triangulation that time. Cristian Maldonado under some pressure, trying to approach the box. He does into the box. Let's see what the referee says. Penalty kick, yes, sir. The shot. Leon, the shot, go, 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 go! And we're tied at 2 here at the Apple Bowl.
For your defense and offense.
Osvaldo Sanchez connecting that time with Leon and the touch. Go, 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 go! Aaron Leon And a beauty of a shot.
3 minutes
Almost
into it.
almost three. And that's the whistle that says the streak is over, and Eastmont has defeated Wenatchee in comeback fashion by a score of 3-2.
Looking forward to this game. In the locker room we talked about it's just like another game, like at our house. And yeah, our boys fought and we got the dub.
Just the through balls, they were pretty fast on it, and like they just countered good on us, but I think my defense is pretty good on locking it down for most of the part. But it was a good game. It was fought hard defensive wise and attacking wise, and we just pulled through and finished the game.
It's been one of my favorite seasons because of their intensity at practice. We're talking about practice, practice like you want to play. And sometimes we say that as cliche. And these boys, I look forward to practice every day because of the work that they put in. I want to make sure that I don't fail them, so I got to have a plan ahead of time, make sure that I'm giving them that experience. And it's just their personality. It's how they were taught from many different people, how they grew up, their environment. I enjoy them, and they absolutely have no quit. It's been fun. Every single game has been tight.
It was an exciting game and a big crowd. I was there and glad to see it. Back to the Schwab scoreboard we go. Also on Friday night, Moses Lake kept pace with Eastmont with a 2-1 win over Eisenhower, and Okanagan tripped up Tenasket 2-1. Saturday's scoreboard: Prosser clipped Ephrata, Brewster blanked Chelan, Quincy routed Royal. It was Cascade over Overlake, Orville topped Omak on the pitch, and Manson got by Liberty Bell. Eastmont will host Moses Lake in boys soccer tomorrow night at Wildcat Stadium. We will have it right here on the NCAA Life channel live. Join Sebastian and Matt for the call pregame at 6:50 tomorrow night. And then we'll be back on the campus of Eastmont High School Friday. Big Nine baseball doubleheader. The Wildcats will host the Panthers. Eric Granstrom and Brandon Schmitten with the call. Game 1 live on Facebook at 4 o'clock, on TV Friday night at 6:30. Elsewhere, the Wenatchee Valley Skyhawks improved to 2-0 on the indoor football season, 42-12 over Las Vegas on Saturday. Skyhawk quarterback Cordell Prochi threw 3 touchdowns, ran for 2 others. The defense stiffened up after that early 12-12 tie. Wenatchee Valley heads to Nampa, Idaho to face the Horsemen Thursday at 6 o'clock. The Wenatchee Bighorns won their 3rd straight in TBL basketball. On Sunday, they beat Vancouver 106-95 at Eastmont High School. The Bighorns are off until April 27th. They'll host the Seattle Superhawks at the Town Toyota Center at 7 o'clock. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. At 32 minutes after the hour on this Monday, the 17th day of April, among the obscure holidays I could have chosen but didn't include Herbalist Day, so all you guys named Herb, happy birthday. National Ellis Island Family History Day, in case you have ancestors who went through Ellis Island to assimilate themselves in the great American bloodstream. This is your day. National Haiku Poetry Day. It's National Cheese Ball Day, but today we celebrate the scary and somewhat maligned bats. People usually, they associate bats with negative things. Bats are good. They're cool. They're one of my favorite mammals. I got a lot of fun facts about bats. Most bats can fly up to 60 miles an hour. The Mexican free-tailed bat can fly 100 miles an hour. Bats live a long time. Bats in the wild live about 30 years, sometimes even 40 years. Of course, bats eat a lot. Bats can eat up to 1,200 mosquitoes in just the course of an hour. Over 50% of all the bat species in this country are listed as endangered or in serious decline. Most bats, and this might be one of the reasons, most bats only give birth to 1 baby a year, and that's it. So, of course, one of the richest fertilizers in the world, highly sought after by gardeners and other people, is bat droppings. You want to get some. Bats are the only mammal, of course, that can fly. Squirrels, there's the flying squirrel, but they can't fly. They actually glide. They can't flap their wings. They don't have any. Bats are the only mammals that can actually fly. Of course, bats hibernate in the cold winter months. There's nothing to eat, so they just go to sleep. In fact, when they're awake in the spring, summer, and fall, their heartbeat is about 1,000 beats per minute. When they're hibernating, that goes to 4 beats a minute. You imagine that, your heart beating only 4 times every minute. We love our bats, although I must say that's a freaky photo I chose for National Bat Day today. Let's do Today in History at 35 minutes after the hour. The Bay of Pigs. Oops. April 15th, 1961, 62 years ago today, a group of Cuban exiles trained and funded by our very own Central Intelligence Agency tries to invade Cuba and overthrow Castro. It never had a chance. There was only about 1,500 of them. When it first happened, of course, we don't know what this is. These are just revolutionaries, freedom-loving Cuban exiles trying to restore democracy to Cuba. We had nothing to do with it. And of course, after the whole thing blew up in our face after 3 days, it was like, yeah, it was us. We did it. Of course, Kennedy inherited this from Eisenhower. All the planning, all the funding, all the training, everything was done by the CIA during the Eisenhower administration. When Kennedy took office, he kind of inherited the Bay of Pigs, and he said, well, we've spent enough money now. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. Completely backfired. All it did was made Fidel Castro even more popular. He was a national hero. Wasn't really a national hero before that. He was barely 2 years into his dictatorship. But after we failed in the Bay of Pigs, Castro solidified his power in Cuba. And in a way, he still is, even though he's been dead. 62 years ago today, the Bay of Pigs. Yikes. Shea Stadium opened on this date, April 17th, 1964. The Mets lost, not surprisingly, to the Pirates, 4-3. I went to Shea Stadium once in the summer of 1983 just to check it out. I was in New York City. I was going to Yankee games, so I thought, well, the Yankees are off today. I'm going to go to Shea Stadium and watch the Mets play the Pirates. They lost that game, too. Shea Stadium was in a really not a very pleasant part of New York City. It was in Queens. It was surrounded by junkyards and chop shops, a maze of them. It was dirty, and, of course, LaGuardia Airport. Opening night was a fiasco because, unlike they do now, where they have fake games to make sure everything works, the sprinkler system, the PA system, the scoreboard, the replay machine. They make sure everything works before they open a brand new stadium. They didn't do that with Shea Stadium. They just threw open the doors and hoped everything worked out, and almost nothing did work out because they didn't have any prior events or exhibition games to make sure everything worked, and not a lot of things worked. Huge traffic jam. So a lot of people just turned around. They sold all the tickets. They sold all 55,000 tickets, but about 5,000 people couldn't even get to the ballpark, so they just turned around and went home. It rained the day before, and so the outfield was all mud because it turns out the drainage system, they put the outfield drains in the wrong location. They didn't fix that for a couple of years. There was a dispute between the two unions who were in charge of putting in the telephone wires, so there were no working telephones in Shea Stadium on opening day. The scoreboard didn't work. The boiler blew up, so there was no hot water except in the locker rooms. It didn't go well. They got better, but Shea Stadium opened on this date 59 years ago today. And the ill-fated Apollo 13 mission, we talked about this on Friday, they made it back. America held their breath. There was round-the-clock coverage by all the major networks. They splashed down safely in the Pacific Ocean. They got out of it. Apollo 13, the astronauts came home safely on this date in 1970. And finally, birthdays. Probably the most influential banker in American history. His firm still exists, J.P. Morgan. That guy, born in the state in 1837. At one point in his career, he owned or was the chairman of the board of U.S. Steel, International Harvester, General Electric, Western Union, 21 different railroad companies, Consolidated Edison, DuPont. He was a banker, and he would loan big companies big money, and in exchange, they had to put him on their board of directors, and he would basically just take over the company. J.P. Morgan, born in this state in 1837, died a very wealthy man. And William Holden, the great American actor, born in this state in 1918. Of course, he won the Academy Award for Stalag 17 for Best Actor. He should have won it for Sunset Boulevard, The Towering Inferno, Network, Sabrina, The Bridge on the River Kwai, Picnic, The Wild Bunch. William Holden, born in the state in 1918. Going to take a break. Got an opinion from Mike Mad Dog Mignotti, and live in the studio, the voice of the Wild, Austin Drawday, will recap the weekend up north and preview tomorrow and Wednesday's action against the V's. He'll be next. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Badger Mountain Brewery is your cure for boredom. Jam Night Mondays. Trivia Wednesdays. Live Music Fridays. and Sunday brunch. There's always something brewing at Badger Mountain, so come join the party.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
The Clearwater Saloon and Casino has the best Vegas-style games in East Wenatchee. Come enjoy yourself and discover the nightly action. Win big and meet new friends at the Clearwater Saloon and Casino.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I do some adoption work. I think you know that. And now and then, mostly what I do is what we call family adoption, in which a step-parent, usually a guy, frankly, is stepping up to adopt his wife's children. Well, when this type of adoption occurs, the adoption petitioner, like I said, usually the dad, is accepting all legal and social and economic responsibility to those children who, although they aren't his biological kids, have the same rights and relationship the new dad has to any biological children that might be in the relationship. To make this point, I always tell the prospective adopted parent, yes, you now have the authority to sign the child's field trip permission slips, but they also become your heir and they're going to inherit your stuff. Now, happily, most of these prospective parents just are very happy and eager to accept all this responsibility. And then I tell them there's no act of love more important than what they're doing to provide a secure parent for a child. And I admire the hell out of them for it. It's great, adoption. And this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
I was born after my parents moved to the United States and was raised to value hard work and great leadership. My family is proud to see me working for an organization that respects a work-life balance while being committed to providing access to education for all children in our community. It's easy to come to work every day when I feel respected, trusted, and supported, and I know that the values of North Central ESD align with my personal values.
NCW Life Channel is your home for local sports with the Wenatchee Panthers and East Mont Wildcats right here. Coverage brought to you by Abby's Pizza, Biosports Physical Therapy, Clean Connection, Coldwell Banker Cascade, Confluence Health, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Global Car Care, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Highlander Golf Course and Grill, Kennedy Real Estate Group, Les Schwab, Sangster Motors, Save Mart, and Together for You. Follow all the action right here on the NCW Life Channel.
The newest generation of GMC Sierra pickups offer the most advanced technology, the strongest selection of powertrains, and everything else you need to work hard, play hard, and explore the boundaries of the Wenatchee Valley and beyond. Take a look at the latest, most luxurious and durable trucks on the market.
You will see why GMC is not your grandfather's pickup.
You want to bet, kid?
Back out of here on this Monday. The conference semifinals of the Interior Division are underway. Get you caught up. In the other series, Vernon and Salmon Arm are tied at a game apiece. And of course, the Penticton V's have a 2-0 lead over our Wenatchee Wild. They swept both games Friday and Saturday at the South Okanagan Event Center. To talk about the weekend and to preview Tuesday, Wednesday, and hopefully the weekend, it's our good buddy, the voice of the Wenatchee Wild, Austin Andrade. How are you? Welcome back.
Good to be here.
Yeah, well, it's a beautiful arena, and Penticton's a lovely town. How was your weekend?
Could have been better.
It could have been better. Well, let's go straight to Friday night. Good game. Special teams was actually the key on both sides of the puck on Friday night, as we show. Again, as you can see, Penticton beat Wenatchee 1-0. Gee, Parker Murray scored a goal. That's stunning. Andy had a great night, but special teams is really the key here.
Special teams really the key, especially for the Wild. A 5-on-3 with 8.5 minutes left in the first period. Up top, Berger finding Parker Murray, right wing, fires it in, just sneaks it over the goal line, and the Wild had the 1-0 lead. Ian Samoza waiting on the doorstep just in case Wild would not need the extra touch. Parker Murray, his 13th goal of the postseason, third most in Wild history. Only took him 7 games to get there. Minute and a half left in the second period. Wild trying to get this one out of the zone, bouncing puck. Can they get it to the blue line? They cannot. Josh Nadeau on the left wing circle. David Hayduk. Nice shot block, but Dover Tinling unmarked on the backside. And this game is tied at 1. Penticton gets a power play goal of their very own after the Wild got one earlier in the period. Halfway through the third period, Wild on the power play, but this one's running the wrong way. Bradley Nadeau from the left wing circle, a shorthanded goal for the Penticton V's, and they lead it 2-1 halfway through the third period. Wild get their chances, though, with the extra man. Putting away the hammer from the right wing is Parker Murray. That left-handed shot, Luca DePasquo hauls it in. Wild do not win the ensuing faceoff. This one gets out of the zone, gets in the hands of Spencer Smith, and gets into the back of the net for a 3-1 Penticton lead. 3 of the 4 goals in this game scored on special teams, and 3 of the 4 goals in this game belong to the Penticton V's as they win it by a 3-1 score. 44 shots in the game for the V's, including that empty netter. Andy Vlaha, 41 saves on the night. Just not quite enough on the offensive side.
5-on-3 power plays, you don't see those particularly often when you're outnumbered. You already got 2 extra guys on the ice than they do. That usually means a goal, does it not, for the most part?
Especially if you've got a little extra time to do it. I believe the power play, the 5-on-3 for the Wild, was a full minute, so the odds were pretty good, and the Wild fortunately took advantage of it. Got the 1-0 lead. First loss for either team in the playoffs after scoring the first goal. Unfortunately, that was Wenatchee's on Friday.
Spent a lot of time in hockey jail on Friday night, didn't we?
A little too much time, I think. Guys ended up killing a few too many penalties, and it wasn't, I don't believe they had a 5-on-3. Penticton did the entire night, but as soon as we get someone out of the box, another penalty, send someone back into the box, and before you know it, we're killing off penalties 4 minutes in a row, 6 out of 7. Can't do it against a team like the V's.
No, you can't. And the V's have a reputation of once they get a lead, they have a tendency to hold on to the lead. They don't blow too many leads. They don't lose too many games, for that matter. And that was certainly the case on Saturday night. A brief little scoring spurt kind of salted this game away. We got 3 goals to show you from the 7-0 victory with the V's over the Wild on Saturday night.
And it was a good start for the Wild. 3 straight shots to open the game, plus a shot from Parker Murray that rang off the post. But the Wild down a man 5 minutes into the game, and the V's are going to take advantage. One-timer from the left wing, bounces back out. Good shot block for the Wild. They cannot clear the zone, though, and that's going to be a dangerous one. This one, Karen's back to the right wing circle. Aidar Suniev, boom, 1-0 Penticton in front, just 5:12 into the game. That was the extent of the special teams offense in the game. This one comes 5-on-5. From the left wing, back out to Bradley Nadeau, sends it toward the net. And this one right in front. Dover Tinling this time finds his man for the 2-0 lead, just 6.5 minutes into the game. Beanie Richter is going to get involved just 8.5 minutes into the contest, and the lead's going to go to 3-0. And second chances get the Wild on this one. Chance in front, backhand throw. Beanie Richter rattles it home. 3-0 Penticton in the lead. They would score 4 in the first period, 7 in the contest, and the Penticton V's take a 2-0 lead to Wenatchee for games 3 and 4 Tuesday and Wednesday night. 7-0 victory for the V's in game number 2. Andy Vlaha, 33 saves on the night, but again, Penticton, a busy offense and a busy night on the score sheet for the home team.
They outshot us almost 2-1, right? I believe on Saturday night, didn't we have only 21, 22 shots on goal? They
22,
had 40.
22 shots on the net in that one. Not a lot of rebounds to go after, and they guard passing lanes, they guard shooting lanes extremely well. There are not a lot of shots that end up getting to the goaltender. You really have to earn them, and they sealed a lot of that off, especially on Saturday.
I notice also they're very fast. I mean, we have a pretty fast team, but once they get the Jets going, they can really smoke up and down the ice.
They play with great pace, and they play with good intention on the passing. They don't second guess a lot of passes, and they play tape to tape most of the time. If you can't get a stick in the passing lane, if you can't anticipate where that pass is going to be, they're going to find a way to get one past you and find some open space to get a shot on you.
So it's a 2-0 lead for Penticton, but now it's back here in our house. We need to defend our house tomorrow and Wednesday. There's some good news. For one thing, we beat them in our house back in December, so it's not like we don't know how to beat them.
Guys beat them back on December 9th. It was a 2-1 game. It was a playoff-style game, a real playoff atmosphere in the building that night. So the guys have done it before. Block shots, take advantage of your opportunities, earn the ones you get, and you got to get some goaltending at the other end. Owen Millward did it for us that night. Andy Vlaha's done it throughout the playoffs for us so far. So these guys know how to do it. It's just a matter of finding a way to pull it off.
What was the atmosphere on the bus driving home on Saturday night? Was it still, hey, we're cool, all right, they've won 39 in a row. We gave them a pretty good tussle, but now they're back here. What was the mood like on the trip back? It's not one of the longer bus trips. It's one of the shorter ones.
It wasn't one of the longer bus trips, and the guys, Penticton's not real far from the border either, so once the guys got over the border, it was lights out and pretty quiet bus ride home with the guys went right to rest and went right to sleep, and they're getting ready for Tuesday and Wednesday now.
Well, let's talk about Tuesday and Wednesday. Tickets are on sale right now at Wenatchee. Just go to the Wenatchee Wild box office or the Town Theater Center box office. Again, we can't stress this enough. In playoff hockey, there's still the promotions and the cool little stuff that they do, but the game itself takes center stage because it's playoff hockey.
It really does, and the game is always more intense. It's always faster paced than it is during the regular season. There's just more on the line for every single bounce, every single shift. So all the in-game stuff is pretty much the same, but the giveaways, a lot of the extra stuff that comes with the regular season, that goes away, and with the playoffs, the game is the thing when you come out to the hockey game. But tickets are only $13, so get any seat in the bowl that you like, and come out and cheer these guys on and see if we can at least get one, or maybe even get this thing tied up going back to Penticton.
Yeah, I think obviously a victory tomorrow night would be crucial. And it should be pointed out this, Penticton travels very well. We had some fans up at the South Okanagan Event Center. I saw them. You could see them in a couple of Wild jerseys peppered throughout the crowd there, peppered in there. But Penticton will bring some fans with them, and we need to counteract that, don't they?
They travel well. Like you said, it's not a real long trip, and they've got a good following up in Penticton, have for many, many years. And this is the shortest road trip for Wenatchee. It's only about 3 hours and change, so it's an easy trip coming over the border for the V's fans. We know they'll be there, and we need the fans in Wenatchee to show out and give us some noise coming up on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Again, Tuesday and Wednesday, tomorrow and Wednesday, 6 o'clock, correct?
6 o'clock.
It's weekday. $13, any seat in the bowl, and let's make it happen. Let's let the V's know we're not done yet. So hopefully, well, we're going to see you again, regardless of what happens on Tuesday and Wednesday. But hopefully, we'll be talking about a Game 5 or a Game 6 in the not too distant future.
We'd like that.
We'd hope so, right? Austin Andrade, the broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee Wild, making his very first appearance here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It was nice meeting you. We'll be right back.
Getting ready for the boating season is easy with the help of Bob File Boats and Motors. With marine technology changing fast, the service department stays up to date with the newest developments and factory certifications. They have what it takes to make boating fun and hassle-free for the season. Speaking of hassle-free, now's the time to get your boat ready for summer. Remember that starter that wouldn't start or trailer lights that didn't work? Don't be left on shore. Call Bob File's service department today and get ready for summer fun.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the good guys at Quick Lube and Tune. They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. Quick Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at Quick Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.
Hi, my car's making a funny noise.
Not a problem. We'll take care of you.
Global Car Care's technicians are ASE Master Techs and well versed in the more refined methods of vehicular diagnostics.
Number 3 piston and rings have a slight loss of compression, down to 108 pounds. Your transmission is slipping. You're gonna need a service.
Looks like you all set.
These guys? They're good.
Oh, and your spare's flat.
Global Car Care, Wenatchee's top shop.
We were in Roseburg in the early 80s. Our oldest son, Dan, was a defensive back, a starter on that team. They in fact, became Oregon State champions, setting the first undefeated 14-0 season in Oregon's history. And our kids still talk about that. I go back now, too, and I think about all those great days and great times. The neat thing is that we can go back in today and still enjoy the same quality food that we enjoyed 50 years ago. That's legendary.
Looks like our surgery patient is feeling better today. Yep, I didn't need any oxy today. I thought I'd do a little surgery on the drain. Huh. Do you need your pain pills anymore? No. Well, we should get them out of the house. There are places to drop them off. Yeah, okay. Actually, I can do that right now. And I will look at the drain.
Prevent opioid misuse. Find safe medication return options near you at med-project.org.
Getting ready to wrap up this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley at 3 minutes before the top of the hour. Before we go any further, I want to recap what I told you at the start of this program about an hour ago. Early reports of a homicide that occurred in the 1 o'clock hour in the East Wenatchee area. We have very little details to pass along to you except what I just told you. Information is quite sketchy. We will obviously have more on this story as the day progresses, so stay close to our homepage and our Facebook page for updates on that. In the meantime, we've been going through this rather chilly spring, and unfortunately, the long-term forecast from the Climate Prediction Center, these are the folks who handle the long-term forecasts, and they have a tendency to be pretty darn accurate, issued a rare Sunday update. They don't normally do this. They usually issue these on Tuesdays for the following week. Well, they issued this yesterday. It's our 6 to 10 day temperature and precipitation outlook. This is for next week, not this week. And as you can see, as far as the temperatures are concerned, for the week of April 22nd through the end of the month, leaning below normal as far as temperatures are concerned, which is where we've been, and precipitation is likely above normal. Now, we've had a cooler than normal spring, in fact, every day this month, except one day. We've had a temperature at normal. Every other day, our afternoon high temperature has been below normal, but it's been a fairly dry spring. That may change as well, because we have it. Do we have that slide, Uriah, the 6 to 10 day precipitation slide? There you go. As you can see, parked right above north central Washington area is that darker green shade, and that means we're likely going to see more precipitation than we would normally see towards the end of April. So it's been cool, but it's been dry. And guess what? The forecast for the rest of this week is cool, like below normal cool. From the National Weather Service, let's look at it one more time. Right now, there's just a few high clouds, but the clouds will be increasing as the day progresses. It'll be fairly cloudy by the time the sun goes down at about 8 o'clock tonight. High of only 55, and our normal high this time of the year is 62. Slight chance of some light rain tonight. The snow level is going to go down to 800 feet tonight, and we're going to get down to freezing for the overnight low. And guess what? Below normal temperatures on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Thursday, on Friday, with a continuing chance of hit and miss light rain or showers all the way through till Thursday. Friday looks dry, and then we warm up a little bit with a chance of rain for the weekend. Sorry about that, folks. That's it for us. Have a great Monday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.